Aloha everyone, this is Stephanie with the Whispering Dragonfly coming to you with a really fun message. This message is from the 7 sisters of Pleiades. So we're going to look at a message from the Pleiadians from all 7 sisters. I found this spread online. It was on a website of Kiki Dombrowski, and it's really beautiful. She lays out each card so that you can connect with each sister of the Pleiades. So the 7 stars of the Pleiades, the 7 brightest stars, are considered the sisters. And they each have a different personality and a way that they function in your life. So we're going to get those messages today and look into that from our Starseed collective coming from the Pleiades. Really excited to do this reading. All right. So before we get started, I want to say thank you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for hitting that bell button. All those things help my channel to grow and expand. Thank you for those who have donated or tipped, and thank you so much for those who comment. All very, very helpful. I'm doing my best to really grow the channel so that I can start to offer some really fun other things on the channel. So you help me and then you get more benefit, right? So that's that. As far as private readings that are personal readings, I do those on Etsy. I've put 3 different options available for you in the description box below. I am not on any social media other than YouTube. So I've taken down my Facebook, Instagram. I've taken down the TikTok. And so if anyone posing as me is trying to get you to do a personal reading or offers or solicits you, please save your beautiful money, as I will never do that, right? But you're more than welcome to reach out to me if you would like a personal reading. As well as I do a free drawing every month for a free 30-minute session with me personally, free to enter, free to win. I'll let you know at the end of the video how to enter that drawing, as some are here just for the messages. It's interesting because right before I got on here to do this reading, I had this kind of wave of sadness or a little bit of hopelessness coming through. So I'm hoping that this will, I always pay attention to the energy that happens, especially when there's no good reason for it. I've been, had a beautiful day so far. So there's no reason for that particular wave to come on through. So I do feel like for many starseeds and light workers, the collective message that I'm getting is that we're right at that spot right before a big manifestation. Whatever it is that you're intending to manifest, it feels like there's a large manifestation that's coming in, a dream that we've been dreaming or wanting to experience in our human form. On the manifest plane, for some, this will be love, relationship, and partnership, because I'm seeing a lot of unions coming together. For some, it'll be a beautiful business idea or transitioning to having your own business, but maybe doing it in a spiritual form. For some, this will be a radical physical transition into health. Anything that you could think of. As far as what you've been dreaming of, you know what your big dream is. And it feels like we're all on the brink of that, but we may have been coming up against some challenges, or I don't really like the word challenges. I like the word opportunities, because every challenge is an opportunity for us to grow and learn and do things differently. But there is definitely this feeling and this sensation here of feeling a little hopeless, or feeling like, okay, this is never going to come together the way that I've asked for. And there's just kind of this wave of sadness, because I do feel like we're about to jump timelines, especially starseeds and light workers. This is being put out. I've been guided to put this reading out. It's right before the 8/8 portal. So whenever you see this is going to be relevant, okay? And I may do a Starseed Collective reading about the Starseed Collective from Sirius, because the 8-8 portal is the alignment with Sirius. But the Pleiadians wanted to talk today. So, and Pleiadians are very much about love and the advancement of benevolent advancement of humanity, the help there, coming into universal love, coming into even romantic love, like learning through loving situations. And so we're going to look into, go pretty deep here into this reading just to see what messages they have for us. And each sister has a different forte. So without further ado, let's get into the cards here. So first we're going to look at Maya. She's the eldest sister, and she's solitary. So this is learning how to spend time alone and self-reflection. So what message does Maya have for the collective here? Oh, okay. We're going to look at archetypes. We're going to really go in here to this. We're going to pull a tarot card, a rune, because I just feel like there's so much shifting that there's a lot that they'd like to say. And let's choose. All right. They said cut the deck. Okay. All right. Got the archetype of the destroyer. So this is the self-reflection and the time alone, like learning how to spend time alone. The energy that I'm getting off of this and off of this archetype that's coming from Maya is a little bit like Pele's energy here on Big Island. Okay, so Pele's the destroyer. Okay, there's destruction, but it's also what builds the new land. Okay, so from what is being released in your alone time, and in what Maya's kind of coming through to tell me is that there are some belief systems, there are some even relationships that at this time in your alone time, you're really doing some self-reflection and you're destroying any patterns that no longer need to be with you. And what this produces is your light, okay? You are the light in the darkness. You can see through the darkness. And while there may be some things around you, some relationships that might feel like they are crumbling, or let me move these, or they are changing, or maybe you feel like you're being destroyed. There's an element of identity that's being destroyed at this time with the Starseeds and Lightworkers. And these are any identities that are false to who we truly are. And so we're starting to release those kind of ego programs. And this is a continuous thing that happens for those who have chosen the light path, which any of you watching this, you've chosen the path of light, and you've chosen to walk down a higher spiritual path. Oops. All right. We have strength. So this time alone is actually helping you in your alone time. You're actually triumphing over the ways in which that you may feel like you've been destroyed, or a relationship has been destroyed, or something in your ego, but you have the strength to move through it. And strength also indicates healing. The tarot cards associated with strength are the Magician, Strength, the Star, and the Ace of Wands. So this, how to spend your time alone right now, is to really do the self-reflection and to use it for healing and rejuvenating, and to release any patterns that no longer serve you. Okay. We're going to get one tarot card for each of these as well. They actually had a few come out, so I guess we'll get two. We have the Ten of Pentacles and Queen of Cups. By spending time alone, you guys, you're going to really delve into your positive emotions. The Queen of Cups is the most love in the deck. This is going to help you to develop your divine femininity. So spend time alone, connecting to Maya if you'd like, connecting to the silence, because that is where your abundance is. 10 of Pentacles is my absolute favorite card in the deck because it indicates that that the sun has returned. Okay, this indicates that you have a happy family and all of your resources are taken care of. Okay, so it's where 10 of Cups can be fantasy land and how we feel in rose-colored glasses. 10 of Pentacles says you have that on earth, so your cup is overflowing. And how you get to that is through your power of spending time alone and your power of imagination, in your meditation time. Really beautiful. This is indicating that anything that's leaving right now, as you're spending time in that self-reflection, you're about to receive in the positive things. So they are saying, please make sure that you spend time alone. Okay. All right. And then we have Alcyone, I think is how you say it. It's Alcyone, and she is the sister who wards off storms. Okay, and this is how to find peace. Yay. All right, let's get it. How are our star seeds finding peace? What do you want to tell them? This is beautiful energy. The mask. Okay. How you find peace is to drop the mask. So Maya and Alcyone they're working together. And please, if you guys know how to pronounce that correctly, please let me know, because these are kind of harder names to say. And so we have the mask here. So how you find peace is actually to relieve the mask, to bring yourself up out of the darkness and let that mask go, to integrate the light and the shadow. Some of you, and I feel like we do this as starseeds and lightworkers, some of you have put on a mask of having to be perfect, having to, love and light, or trying to be always happy or always in this stage of enlightenment. Okay. But remember that shadow and light, I say this almost every video, shadow and light are a bonded pair. You cannot have one without the other. They are the same in different forms. All right. So those of you who like the twin flame label, the darkness is the twin flame of light. Okay. They are a bonded pair. And so this is saying, let those masks off. Be true to who you are, because there is a part of you who's tired of wearing the mask of all sunshine and rainbows. All right. That is tired of denying that sometimes you have other feelings that may be denser, and it's okay to have that. You can't have peace if you're denying a part of yourself. It doesn't mean you have to give it all of your attention. In fact, with emotions, not much need to be anywhere but now, right? But emotions come through as travelers, and so by denying them or pretending like you're not having them is creating this mask. And that's how you can find peace, is to come into balance and being okay with the fact that you have more emotions than just, being all sunshiny all the time. Okay, this is real. You want to be real. It's kind of like the Velveteen Rabbit. It says by the time that you're real, you're tattered and maybe, don't look like you're just out of the package, but that's how you know you've been loved. It's like you got to have experiences. It's about wisdom. And we have signals here, Fehu. Okay, this also indicates with peace, it also indicates receiving in abundance. This is real-time possessions. This is real-time wealth and things coming in. I think I said signals, but I think this is possessions actually. And so this is saying that letting in your prosperity is a way towards peace. I feel like for some of you, there has been a belief that there's needed to be struggle, or if you're spiritual, that you can't also be abundant or wealthy, or have material possessions. Okay, and there's many different types of wealth. There is the physical wealth. Okay, as evidenced, you have wealth coming in. So your Pleiadians are wanting you to know that it's good for this group to be wealthy, because you're going to be able to, you don't want to be worried about your resources when you're bringing new codes and light to the world, right? So it's a positive thing for you to welcome in your abundance, because then you can actually serve more people and be a brighter shining light. Okay, how can they find peace? What's your tarot card message, Alcia? Need King of Wands. Yeah, again, this is a little bit about masks, okay, but this is a positive one, they're saying, because the King of Wands is in their power, their intuition. Now, sometimes they puff themselves up a little bit, but how you can find peace is to be open to your power, to your confidence. There's a strong Leo energy. This does not mean you're dealing with a Leo. You could be. That's not what I'm saying here. It's the energy of the sun. It's the energy of the heart. It's the energy of creativity. It's the energy of self-confidence and having some attention on you, okay, in a positive way. And I feel like that this will actually help to bring peace, where for many of you, you may have been hermiting for some time. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, so you may have been hermiting for some time. You may have been in a position of being, how shall we say this, in that inner knowing. Many of you have learned to be alone and have that alone time. And if you're watching this as it's just come out, we've had the last couple of years with the pandemic. So many people have, had varying ways of being in isolation. And so now it's taking that mask off and being happy to be seen again. And this will actually bring peace, where I feel like some of you might feel nervous to do that. It'll bring a lot of peace to you to get the recognition that you deserve, okay, and to receive in the abundance that you've been hoping for. But I feel like there's been some resistance against it. But this is actually letting this sister ward off the storms. It's going to be very good for you to let down your mask and let in your wealth and prosperity. This is pre-emperor energy. So it doesn't mean you may not be successful in your business yet in this exact moment, but you're leading to wealth. You're leading to success. You're leading to abundance in your relationship. This has the rune of opening on it. And notice it's opening to him. Okay. Really, really beautiful energy. For some of you, this is a relationship where you're letting down the masks, you're allowing in the abundance, and letting yourself have the passion that you've been asking for. Okay, let's get to the third sister here. And this is Kailero, the dark sister, an exploration of your shadow side. Yay! Remember, shadow and light are a bonded pair. It's this one. The shapeshifter. Okay, again with that mask there. Your shadow side, one of the things that you have is that you're a shapeshifter. Okay, this is a bit like a chameleon, but you can shape into many, many different forms. Okay, and this can be seen as a shadow quality, but this is part of what's integrating for you. Okay, that you can use the shapeshifter when you need it, in times of survival, in times of being in a position where you might be in danger. It's going to be really good to be able to shapeshift. So it's great that that's part of your shadow. But in exploring it, what they're saying is, and what this sister is saying, is that you guys need to integrate that, to shapeshift into your most abundant form, to shapeshift into the real you, where I feel like you guys have been a little bit back and forth. Some of you in love, it's like you shapeshift into being that person, right? Rather than holding your own emanation, or you run from it, or in this would be a bit of like self-sabotage that might happen around like business or being successful. Okay, so whatever it is that you're working on, you've learned how to be in rapport with other people through shape-shifting, even positive mimicry, as in being able to verbally use the same tone and verbal style or what have you. But in this integration process, in order to have that peace, you may need to release some of that shape-shifting and show up as yourself, okay? But this is a beautiful energy to have, okay? Because it means that you can do just about anything. Having that in your shadow means that you're able to, there we go, wow. It means that you're able to be a Jack or Jill of all trades, right? So it's really beautiful energy. We have opening here. In exploring your shadow, they want you to open to it, okay? A good magician has both their shadow and their light elements balanced, okay? So they want you to open up to the fact that you have the ability to be the shapeshifter. They want you to open up to your shadow and allow it to balance. I feel like, again, like the beginning of our reading here, with these masks that have been on, there's been this focus on love and light and being perfect and all of this, but it's put you a little bit out of balance because your inside knows, I have other feelings than that. I have other ways that, you know, I don't love everybody, right? You know, I don't want someone to treat me that way. You know, I do have thoughts that might be denser. I do want to explore some of the shadow parts of my mind and my body. And, you know, you have these other sensations, and they're saying, let's open up to it rather than denying everything about the shadow side, okay? So this is basically, the Pleiadians are really saying it's time to balance, right? They're showing me the goddess Kali Ma. She is in charge of time, all right? She dances on, but she also is feminine in that kind of sacred rage part of herself, right? As the great protector. She, along with Ganesh, they do it differently, but she also removes obstacles, you know? So there's that part of the shadow self. If we don't want to be seen like that, we may not be able to come into the fulfillment of our spiritual gifts. And Kailero's wanting you to have the fulfillment of your spiritual gifts through opening to your shadow side. Let's get a tarot card. Yeah, we have death and rebirth. Man, you're good. All right, you guys, your shadow side is elegant. All right. Not everybody can do this. Many of you, one of your spiritual gifts, you might be a medium. Okay, because the mediums have to be able to bridge and shapeshift in and out of different timelines and different dimensions. All right, with death and rebirth, this is Phoenix rising, Scorpio energy, Pluto energy. All right, that's your shadow self, and it's amazing because you know how to die off the ego. You know how to take off the mask. You know how to help people transition from their ego into their spirit, okay? You guys may be a bit of a shaman in some ways in just how you are able to bring in the energies, all right? So they want you to honor that. Honor your shadow side. Honor the fact that you can bridge both death and life, that you can be born again, that you know how to, in your alone time, you know how to destroy it all, set a match to it, and everything. Because even in the King of Wands, you have the salamander on his shirt. Salamander means that this king will never get burned by the fire. So anything that is not you burns, but you, in your essence, who you are, you won't get burned here. Really magical energy with this group. You guys are very advanced. All right, number 4 is Electra, the sister who disappears after grief. She is here to teach how to overcome sadness. What is the message from Electra? It's this one. The Threshold. Beautiful. So some of you may have been dealing with grief lately, okay? And how Electra, this sister, is helping you to get through it is to open a new door. You're at a gateway. The Threshold reminds me of the rune of gateway. And this says that you are at the threshold of a new life. You're stepping out of the darkness into the light. And it may be unknown, but this is how you're going to overcome the shadows. With the gateway, you take the time to pause and reflect on your life and do a bit of a life review. And then you step through the gateway, releasing it all. And you step through the gateway into your new life. All right? I keep having some of these rune cards have additional stuff there. Okay. This is really beautiful. It says you're coming out of grief as well. So this particular star sister of the Pleiades, yep. Oh, that's so funny. This one just stuck out in its gateway. I love it. I love, love, love when the cards back me up because I feel the energy and then they open it. Okay, so you're going to have a breakthrough here. Okay, this is the gateway where you, it represents Thor's hammer, all right? It's like you're no longer going to be in the throes of the past sadness, the masks that you'd put on. This is also showing to get over this sadness is to move through this gateway right to the other side. And they're showing like into your new life, okay? Into what spirit has for you. All right. So with this group who's watching this, you are leveling up big time. So how you overcome sadness, the main thing is they're saying you're about to have it. Remember at the beginning where I felt that overwhelming sense of sadness, I felt a bit of grief come in, and that was kind of out of nowhere. And it was grief about kind of my worthiness and will this ever happen? And, you know, I'd had a beautiful morning. This is showing that you guys are at the threshold, and they just told me, look at the bottom of the deck and we have the sun. Okay, you're at the threshold of moving through. I'm going to take that as the card. Okay. This is how you're overcoming sadness. And we have wholeness is the rune that's on her dress. All right. Electra is saying you're coming out of it. All right. So point yourself towards the sun. Some of you, how to overcome the grief is to actually be in the physical sunshine to charge your physical body back up. But it's saying that you're coming through that gateway now. And even though you may have had some recent grief, a recent sadness, that you're right on the brink of moving on through it. So there's no need to really focus there, is what this sister is saying. It's saying you've done it. Now it's just do the life review and step on through to the new energy. All right. Next is the sister Asterope or Asterope. And this is the twinkling star, a creative spark and an inspiring messages. So she's the sister who gives us inspiration. So what inspiration do you want to tell this group of beautiful star seeds? These cards are really hard to shuffle because they're like circular. All right. Alright, I just want to make sure I tell you the right thing. 213. So it's Thanatos. Like Thanos. Okay. And this is an initiation. So what is inspiring? It's death. Okay. So this particular situation, you guys, I really feel like there's a death and rebirth coming, because we've got the destroyer, we've got letting go of the mask, we've got death over here on your let's see, the dark sister, your shadow side. Okay, this is saying be inspired by what's leaving at this time. Okay, so many of you are going through an ego death and moving on up, and this is the inspiration that's going to pull you out of the web of someone else's weaving and allow you to be the weaver. Okay, really beautiful energy. She is giving you the creative spark, and it's coming through the death of something else. This may be the death of like your ego. This could be someone physically has just passed, because you've pretty well gone through the grief already. Okay, and so this is showing, she's saying this inspiration's coming through this. For some of you too, it's like what she's saying is certain people who have already passed on may be inspiring you. So like if you're working on a problem or an invention, it's going into your meditation and talking to like Einstein or Tesla or your favorite scientist. It's like, because they're showing me lately, I've been listening to a lot of Terence McKenna, right? And so even though he's passed on, his energy is still available to spark inspiration for me. All right. We have movement. So you guys may be inspired to physically move. This also has to do with union. So I feel like what's coming through for inspiration, oh, I love this energy she's giving me, is that there's a death of an old way of being. So if you're single and wanting to be in a relationship, it's like that death of being single. You're about to have that movement, right? Some of y'all might be moving in together with somebody. If you've been partnered and you'd like to be single, that death is coming, because it leads to the rebirth, to the movement. All right, this is spiritual awakening. I feel like at its deepest core, this group is having a huge ego death and a huge spiritual awakening. This has to do with transcendence and change. And through this transcendence, that is how Astarope or Astarope is inspiring you. Okay, so what she's saying is, don't give up now. I have chills right up the back. Like, don't give up. Avoid giving up right now. You are on the brink of your happiness here. You're on the brink of something big. What other inspiring message is she trying to tell us? What are you trying to tell us? This one. Ha! Ace of Cups. So for those of you who want love, you are on the brink of having this offer come in. So avoid giving up now. Let that ego go on and die. All right. There's death and rebirth that's happening here. Go ahead and let it go, because you've got, your heart is about to have brand new love. If it's not love for you, this is just the opening of something that you love. This could be new money coming in too, right? It's not limited to just romantic love. This could be new friendship coming in, but there is a change happening here, and it's going to be inspiring. But it does come from a bit of a death or a destruction of a previous pattern, of a previous energy. All right. So the sixth, if I could talk, the sixth sister is Tejit or Tejete. Please help me read these. And this is the companion of Artemis, all right? So this is an exploration of your spirituality. What would this sister like to tell us? Where is the spirituality of this group? What are we exploring at this time? This one. Okay. Another initiation. Wow, there's a lot of initiatory energy in this reading. It's apocalypsis here, and let me just find it so that I can read it to you and not tell you the wrong thing here. $2.15. Really exciting energies. Okay. It says removing the veil of deception. It says it indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds with two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposite directions. The first is the lifting of the veil. This means truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. No matter how reliving it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypsis energy is similar to the forest fires, devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. Beautiful. So in your spiritual energies, this is the general theme. Is that something has been destroyed, or the part of the ego, or what have you, okay? Even a relationship may have come to an end, or there's been some truths revealed or about to be, okay? But it's for regeneration. It's for our spiritual upliftment. It's for our timeline upliftment, they're saying. It's because we're going to a higher level in our timeline. So you could have chosen a lower timeline, but this group has chosen to go for the highest good, the highest abundance, the most love. So there's other larger lessons to learn and to move through in order to vibrate on that particular timeline and in that dimension of love. All right, here we go. This is Odin mouth communication, wisdom, sacrifice, poetry, incantation, language teacher. So this is signals here, okay? So you're going to be getting signals. We have the Emperor and the Hanged Man, all right? Seemingly two opposite things, like the apocalypsis. I do feel like for some of you, there's a truth coming in that's going to change everything positively. Most of you, I feel like you've gone through the destruction part, right? I have a heavy feeling of disappointment, like I said, or sadness at the very beginning of this reading, but it's lifting as I go here. So in this process of apocalypsis, I feel like for most of you watching this, you have already gone through the lifting of the veil and the seeing of the truth of a situation that may have been disappointing. You may have gotten a no where you were hoping for a yes. You may have felt like you've been rejected. You may have felt like, things have not been going your way. But now you get a new story. All right, so that's the next transition that's coming in, is this rebirth. So while there is definitely a lot of kind of old ways that are dying out at this time, you're also regenerating quickly. Yep. And we have 9 of Wands here. So in the spirit, you have walked your path. This can be the card of the wounded warrior, but my favorite part about this card is its perseverance. The 9s are ends. Okay, so this is saying you no longer have to fight for your spirituality. You no longer have to, you have persevered well. Okay, the fruits of the Spirit are these: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Okay, you've had the self-control, you've had the patience, the temperance. You've walked the path that maybe has been harder. Okay, you've gone through the awakenings to see the areas within inside yourself in which you were toxic. I did a video of that a while ago, and which ways have you been toxic that have been keeping you from your goal? We always want to look at the other person, but this group has done the self-reflection and are continuing to do that. And what they're saying is you're now coming out of it with the wisdom, and your light is still shining, okay? You're absolutely going to be blessed here. And so your spirit is just opening. You are moving to the next octave. Okay, you're moving to the next vibrational dimension. It's very, very beautiful energy. All right, and the last sister is Merope or Merope, the lost sister. Something you need to recover or search for. So we're going to look at what has been lost. What do you need to look for? Oh, wow. Okay, these just fell out of the deck. Oh, my God. Makes me want to cry. Okay. Is Eros and the heart. Okay. So for many of you, this really makes me want to cry. For many of you, you may have been so focused on your spirituality and so focused on moving on up. And many of you may have been rejected in a relationship. And I feel like you've closed off your sacred sexuality and your heart a bit. And this is what is being recovered at this time. To recover your beautiful sacred sexuality in its positive form. All right. Sexual energy is neutral until we put a charge onto it. Eros is the very, it's like when we take the divine as a lover, that is the highest form of Eros. And we also have the heart. And so it feels like you are about to recover the sacredness of your physical expression of love and Eros and your heart. Okay. You may have been searching for this for some time, but now that particular search, that recovery is happening. All right, let's get a little bit more. That makes me really want to cry. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. But I feel like it's like you guys set yourself aside, what you want in order to serve other people, in order to move through your spiritual process. And now they're saying it's time for you to have and recover your heart. What is your heart's dream? What is your heart's desire? What is the thing that you hold most treasured to yourself? Is it a relationship? Is it financial abundance? Is it health? Is it everything all together? You know, what does that feel like for you? What does it feel like to be touched in the way that you'd like to be touched, and to share in an energy with a trusted partner, with someone who is absolutely there for you, and you're there for them, and it's beautiful, beautiful energy, and you're going to recover that. That is something that you need to recover in order to have these spiritual profound experiences, in order to balance your shadow, in order to be in communion here. What else does this pile need to, or sorry, this group need to recover? Yep, we have flow. Yeah, it's time to recover the flow, to be in the flow. I feel like in matters of the heart and in matters, some of you may have even been celibate for a long while here, okay? And that's perfectly okay. I know I'm in that position myself. And so sometimes when we are moving up the frequencies, it's like we take ourselves out of the physical world in some ways, and this is saying, but that has got you out of the flow a little bit. All right, so now it's going to be, what's the flow of the heart? Letting Eros flow through you. Okay, letting your desires of your heart flow through you, and you use that initiation, that possibility. Okay, you be like water. So there's definitely a need for the flow. They're also showing me like joints having gotten kind of creaky, like your joints a little bit. And that's from resisting the flow of Eros and resisting the flow of your heart. But you're going to recover it. All right. Really proud of you guys. This is beautiful energy. And what else needs to be recovered? We have the Lovers, King of Pentacles, and Chariot. For many of you, this is a relationship, a romantic relationship. It's time to recover your lover, okay? It's time to recover. This would be, the King of Pentacles is the one that offers long-term relationship, okay? That offers you their heart, but also their value, their energy, and we have Chariot, we have communication coming in. So it's a time to open up the flow so that the communication can come in with you guys. I feel like for some you have felt rejected, and so you left the possibility of being with someone, or for some of you, you've been separated from your divine lover. For some of you, maybe you've never let them in, but it's time now to recover that, to search for that place in your heart where you are with your mate, your lover, your divine counterpart, okay, to be in that position to welcome them back in, okay, and that's coming in quick, and it's saying that you've taken the reins for yourself because you're finding, okay, what ways have I resisted that or left it out in the cold? And now you're going to be giving yourself this again. There's a need to recover this. What they're showing is, this is very specific for those of you who know that you would like to have a long-term partner or divine counterpart in this lifetime. But what they're saying is, in order to have these kind of spiritual revelations, that this sister is saying that you need to recover this, to search for it, to bring it back, because you're not supposed to do this life alone. And I feel like many of you, that was the sadness I was feeling at the beginning of the reading, was it was pretty specific in my case to being disappointed around feeling rejected in a relationship, right? And so or the possibility therein. With the collective, it's like we're not supposed to do this life alone. Okay, so however that looks to you, but this is really indicating a need to recover a relationship, to re-embrace, to allow it to flow. Okay, this isn't making it happen. This is allowing it to flow, bringing in the possibility of this Eros and of your heart. Okay, you are to be fulfilled in this lifetime, in your heart. And your Pleiadian sisters are saying, look, sisters, brothers, you're not on earth as star seeds to go it alone. There's so much to be had if we let go of our masks, if we let the old ego protection programs release and be in our hearts. This whole message is saying that you are at the gateway. It's time, sad no more, okay? You are absolutely in a space to be loved and to flow into the dreams of your heart, okay? Many of you, this has to do with a relationship and being even if you're already partnered, it feels like emotionally you guys have still been wearing masks with one another. And this is showing, these sisters are saying, no, it's time to drop that. It's time to allow the veil to be lifted, the truth to be said, so that you can be in a whole new story, a whole new timeline. I feel like for many of you, with your divine counterpart, with the person that you have been loving. Yeah, we had 5 of Cups. There's a lot of regret. Tower. Okay, so there was some unexpected, maybe feelings of rejection, unexpected grief around that is now lifting. It's saying, let go of those programs of where we're working out the childhood shenanigans, when we're working out the things of the past that, or allowing our previous situations or failures to be deterrents rather than stepping stones, okay? And so with this group, I finally just took a deep breath down into my belly. So it's like you're going to be able to breathe again. You're going to be able to love again. And your Pleiadian sisters are saying, let yourself be loved. Let yourself have the flow of that creative Eros energy within you. Let yourself destroy the mental images that would make you less than the god or goddess that you are, that would make you less than the beauty that you are. These sisters, and we have a butterfly that just went by. These sisters are saying this transformation is happening now in real time. So let yourself release the veils, the lies that you've maybe told yourself, or those feelings of rejection, of those feelings that maybe you're never good enough for the relationship or for the dream within your heart, in the business or spiritual field that you want to go into, or having the body that you'd like to live in, right? You know, having the health that you'd like to have. For most of you, this does have to do with a partnership with a divine counterpart, but there's many ways in which that can come in. And so this is opening yourself up to this. The sisters really want to integrate this, and they were really together on their message. The masks are falling off. The truth is being revealed, okay? You've learned how to be a shapeshifter, but now it's time to know what you want for yourself, okay? It's now time for you to be in love, to let love through you in all areas of your life, not just romantic relationship, in all areas of your life. You are becoming love. You are allowing that eros to flow through you. You're at that gateway. They're saying no need to be sad anymore. Your issues around relating with others, around having your dream to come true to fruition, those are shifting and they're changing. And you opening up to your shadow and the fact that you can shapeshift, that you can transcend the energy, means that you absolutely have every possibility here to be extremely successful in whatever it is that you've asked for. And what Spirit's saying, with the Pleiadians are saying, the time is now, because it's not just for you. Your highest joy, what you've been wanting, you know, those of you who want to be in that beautiful, beautiful relationship, that helps all of the collective if you're in your joy and if you're allowing yourself to be loved and embraced and your heart to be full. That brings everyone joy, right? If you build the business that you've been dreaming of and you're wildly successful and abundant financially, that doesn't just help you, it helps everyone that you come in contact with, not just literally as in you're giving them money, right? But also through your story, through your inspiration, you're putting more abundance on the grid. They never have to meet you or see your story to feel it, because you're adding that vibration to the expansion of the universe, to be in your perfect health, the way that you would like to be, okay? That makes you vibrate higher, and therefore every powerhouse cell in your being, remember, one cell can power an entire city, okay? We have 72 trillion. So we are solar powered machines, all right? And our bio bodies, if you're in good health, what do you think that does to the grid for all humanity? It lifts it. So it's good for you to have your abundance. It's good for you to have the love that you have been asking for. It's good for you to have the health that you've been asking for, okay? Because it helps everyone, not just you. All right, so that's what I have for you. That's what the Pleiadian sisters have for you. That was beautiful and more in depth than I thought. And I'm really grateful that they came through to, and they came through in such harmony, each with pretty well the same message for us, just a different angle. So really, really grateful. Love you guys. I'm going to leave that there. For those of you who would like to enter the drawing, remember it's free to enter, free to win. Here's how you do it. You be a subscriber if you're not already. So subscribe, hit that bell button, like and share this video. And then in the comment section below, right, I am accepting my heart's desire. I am accepting my heart's desire. And that lets me know that you would like to enter the drawing. I will do that on the 1st of the month and announce the winner, and hopefully it is you. So until next time, aloha.